if you wanted to add a character with asymmetrical design, but having the sprites for the other side to show not have the mirror effect, how would you go about it? What I would do in that case, because I had thought about this, not because of an asymmetrical character design, and what he means is like Gil has, when you turn around, the colors change. Yeah, so there's a couple ways. If Gil gets away with it easily because all they do is they change his color palette to swap. So the red and blue halves just swap palette sectors when he turns around. That's easy to do. But I had been thinking about this not for Street Fighter type games, but for Mega Man games. How would I animate Mega Man running and jumping and shooting and all that? But he always has the sprites with the buster out where he's shooting, and he's always got the sprites when he doesn't have the buster out, when he's just running, jumping, crawling, whatever. Or not crawling, but climbing, I meant to say. What I would probably do, and this, I don't know if this would be the optimal way to do it, but I honestly think it'd be the easiest way to do it. Basically, what I would do here is I would create an object. We'll call it I don't know, fighter, whatever. And I would say right facing, and then left facing, and sprite render. I would animate them both at the same time. Sprite. So what I would do is, and we'll say that they're Ryu and Ken. We'll use them as the two different ones, right? And we'll move this one closer in so it matches. The reason that they're not matching is because Ken jumps from side to side. So what I would do is I would animate these both, right? But when they would both be animated, but you would turn off the object for left facing when they're on the right side. And then when they turned around, then you would deactivate the right facing and then activate the left facing sprite. But the animation would be animating them both at the same time. So the code would just turn one object off versus the other. And then any effects that have to affect the character will have to just affect both of those different objects instead of one specific one. That's what I would do. I think that would make the most sense. Because I've done a Mega Man tech demo back in the day, and that was the solution I came up with. Have the running with the buster and the normal running be animated in the same animation. And then what you would do is when you wanted to show the buster, you just turned on the object with the buster sprite and turned off the normal object. And then when the buster had to go away, you would just swap them back again. I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. And it not only works from a technical standpoint of it's easy, you just turn one on and the other one off, but when you animate them, it's the same animation file. So if you're going to edit the animation, you're doing it on both of the versions of the animation at the same time. And that cuts down on your workload too. Because if you edit one and forget to edit the other, whoopsie, well now they don't sync up anymore and blah, blah, blah. You can't make that mistake with this because they'll be the same animations. Now you might have a couple animations that have to be separated. Like shooting on a ladder versus like moving on a ladder or something like that might not sync up too well, but you could manage that in code. It's not a big thing. Let's see, Sunray Z says hello, and I say hello back. What's up? That's how I would handle it. I think that would make the most sense from the design standpoint. May not be the most efficient thing because you are animating 2 objects at once, but I don't know. I'd take the performance hit just for the simplicity of the development process, and having it less likely for the for you to mess up animation timings and stuff as I swap between them. I think that'd be the way to go. And in any animations that you don't need the buster for, or the left facing side or whatever, if there's an animation that only uses one, then you just make that one animation and you just leave the other one just not playing anything, but it wouldn't show anyway, so it wouldn't matter. That's what I would do. Good question though. Good question. I can absolutely see that being something that would trip people up.